Alright guys, so what we're going to do tonight is maybe something a little bit different. For those that aren't aware, the Nintendo Switch has the, in effect, the virtual console. So you've got the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. We'll scroll across. I haven't played the Nintendo for a while. Then it's also got the Sega Mega Drive or the Genesis, depending on what region you were in. So what I thought we might do for tonight's video, just have a look into some of the updates on each of the systems. Obviously, they introduce new games fairly often, so we'll have a look through that and see what new ones are on offer, and if there's any that take our fancy, we might have a little bit of a squeeze at one or two of those just to see how it goes. So a bit of load up there. Obviously, switches. Never the quickest console to get cracking. So you can have a look at some of the newest ones there. So you got Mario Party, Mario Party 2, Pilot Wings, Wave Race, Pokemon Puzzle League, Pokemon Snap, Kirby, and Mario Golf. And then you get into some of the ones that have been there for a bit longer. So you've got, both the Zeldas, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, Banjo-Kazooie, some more of the Mario games, Mario Kart. It's a bit weird sometimes. They've released some strange ones for it, to be honest with you. But that is the current lineup on the Nintendo 64. We'll have a look at the Super Nintendo version. Now, I'm not sure if I've updated this one for a little while, so we'll just have a quick squeeze and see what some of the latest ones are on there. As I said, if there's anything that sort of is taking my fancy for tonight, we might jump in and have a bit of a squeeze at it. You can see obviously some of the older ones as we scroll up and see if there's anything been new added. Again, some of the ones that they come out with are just a bit strange. I think you've got Fighter's History. Some people might have memories of it, some not. Rival Turf, another one. And then you go into some of the more well-known ones, Super Metroid, Earthbound, fantastic game for those who haven't played it, Mario Kart, etc., etc. So, I think what we might do is, I reckon Punch Out, that's always a bit of a favourite. Before we just jump in and have a look at that, we might just see if there's any new offerings on the old NES console for us to have a squeeze at. Not sure what we've got there, but we'll have a look. Let's load this one up. Again, you have a look at that, the Immortal. Okay, that's Pinball. Yeah, okay. Again, there's some strange sort of selections that they're putting on there, but I suppose a lot of it, and you've got to really look back to the fact that there's probably licensing issues with a few of them. Probably not when you go back this far in terms of music and stuff like that, but certainly there would be for some of the newer titles that have got music issues. But you can see they've actually starting to get a bit of a decent collection there on the old NES. And the last one we'll have a quick look at, and we're going to have to, you can see how long ago since I've actually looked at this one. So we'll go into the Mega Drive one and have a look at this, see if this has got anything that might pique our interest. I know there was a couple of new games that got released recently, which is what we'll be doing here. It shouldn't take too long to download. The Switch is generally pretty quick with its updates and downloads and stuff like that, so you can see a couple of minutes remaining. But it seems to be zooming along pretty quick. There you go, let's jump. There we go. There we go. And there we go. So obviously it just takes a little bit of time to wind itself into it, and then it sort of gets itself going. The old Mega Drive. There we go. So we're having a look at the something new to play here. So what do we got here? We've got Target Earth, Zero Wing, Shining Force 2, Sonic Spinball, Space Harrier 2, Mega Man the Wily Wars. Probably one worth having a look at, to be honest with you. Comic Zone, Earthworm Jim, Beyond Oasis, Alicia Dragoon, Alien Storm, Columns, Golden Axe 2, and Virtual Fighter 2 on the Genesis. I can't recall the Virtual Fighter ever coming out on the Genesis, but might be one of those backwards one they did, which, to be honest, can quite often leave a little bit to be desired. But I'll tell you what we'll do. Might just jump in and have a quick squiz at one of my favourites, one of my all-time classics on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, so you get Super Punch Out. So you had, you know, clearly you had Punch Out on the NES, which was okay, the Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but I always found that Super Punch Out for mine was my favourite, and the reality is it's a pretty simple game when you play through it, and really, when you break it down to brass tacks, it's actually almost like a rhythm game, because the and see how we go with this, because I haven't played it for a while. I can't remember what all the buttons are, but hopefully I can sort of work our way into it. But you can see there, so each of your opponents is going to have a sort of attack pattern. That you got to sort of work through. This fella here is Gabby J. He's the easiest one. Obviously, he doesn't have much of an attack pattern, but the further you get into it, the further you play, you've really got to sort of memorise what those attack patterns are. I think this is the best that old boy's got here. And then you can just break it like that. Oh, he got me and dropped me special meter down. So what you're going to try and do, and that's, you know, the aim of this really is to knock it down in the quickest possible time. You generally won't put it down that quickly, but oh, did it again. So the quicker you put them down, the higher your score is. So we've knocked it down 3 times. That's what you need to do. And there we go. We've beaten old Gabby J. Pretty easy when you ask me. But as I said, once you start getting up to some of the older, so the higher level characters, their movesets, they're a lot quicker than young fella there, and they actually take a little bit of memorising to see how you go. So there you go, 48. But if you want to get the top of the score, 25 seconds, so you've got to be pretty quick on it there. And we might just have a quick look into this one, just to show you the different movesets. Now, from memory, old boy here, Bear Hugger, he cannot be hit in the stomach, he just sucks it up. And that one, see, with that one you got to go backwards instead of sideways, but once you dodge that one you can normally get a few good attacks in, as you can see there. And if I recall correctly, he did to me again. Left him over there, there we go. Knocked him down for number 1, so as you can see the moveset gets a little bit more difficult as you sort of play through it, but there we go. That's a bit of a look at some of the latest offerings that the Virtual Console has got on the Switch, and a little bit of a look at one of my favourites, the Super Punch Out. So there we go. Thanks for joining us tonight. Just a quick one for you to jump into today, and we'll see how you go. If you want to join our weekly gaming show, that is the Gaming Enforcement Agency on youtube.com/geekaloud. You join me, Troy, and Unky Dunky each and every week. We'll discuss our favourite games, we discuss the news of the week, and then we jump over to the standoff, which is we pick a category each week and then throw up a couple of nominees and eventually find a winner. And then we've got our audience participation at the end. So that's Thursday nights about 8 p.m-ish Australian time. And check out the channel as well. We throw up Let's Plays, Let's Installs, and some other bonus content as well from time to time. So feel free to come back and join us. And if you like what is getting put up on the channel, please just remember to like it, subscribe it, and you will never miss it.
Oh, that was luck. Hey, that's something. I love everything about it. Ooh. Old Uncle Donkey. Gee, Donkey.